You're a sheriff in rural North Carolina, post-Civil War. You just arrested a man suspected of murder and the town wants to lynch him. You're the only thing standing between that prisoner and death, and now he's holding you at gunpoint. You're a trapper in the northern Canadian wilderness. It's cold, freezing, and lonely. What starts out as a routine trip goes more and more downhill. Now, you're fighting for your life, a campfire as your only hope of survival. You're engaged to the love of your life, the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. Things are looking up when war breaks out and she wants you to join. Only problem? You're a pacifist, opposed to war. Now you have to choose between your values and your bride-to-be. You just arrived at your summer home, a lovely, secluded mansion. It's supposed to be a rest, a help to your troubled mind. But then your husband insists on sleeping in the upstairs bedroom, and the longer you stare at the yellow wallpaper, the more you're convinced something is wrong. These stories, written between 1860 and 1900, contain many of the themes, ideas, styles, and characteristics of the twin movements known as realism and naturalism. Authors like Charles W. Chestnut, a prominent African-American realist writer, William Dean Howells, coined the Dean of American Letters, Jack London, a naturalist writer whose socialist ideas pervade his works, and Charlotte Perkins Gilman, whose stories and themes of feminism helped start a movement, are only a few of the authors who pioneered these literary periods. In this unit, you'll learn about the character-focused stories, the limited, in-your-head perspective style, and the ideas of intrinsic morality of the realist writers. You'll learn about the everyday slice-of-life stories, with their typically, though not always, urban settings, that describe the indifferent universe of the naturalist writers. And you'll learn about the cult of true womanhood. Also known as the cult of domesticity, it was an ideology born out of the idea that women were barely more than property. It told women what they could and could not do, what they could and could not say, what they could and could not know, and even what they could and could not wear. Specifically, you'll delve into the four ideals of the cult of true womanhood: piety, purity, submissiveness, and domesticity. And finally, you'll learn about Paul Laurence Dunbar. The son of freed slaves, Dunbar was one of the first influential African-American poets. He put out a vast body of work discussing the trials and tribulations of an African-American living in the days before civil rights. You'll read his poems such as We Wear the Mask, which discusses the persona African-Americans had to adopt during the late 1800s, and An Antebellum Sermon, a callback to life before the Civil War and the silent defiance of slaves in the South. So let's delve into the world of realism and naturalism in this unit of American Literature 2.